There has, of course, been a lot of interest in Asia, particularly in these Chinese tech startups.
Yeah.
But you look at the listing of Unitree, they chose to go to Shanghai. And as the Chinese government look to improve market access onshore, are they, is Shanghai and Shenzhen giving more competition for Hong Kong when it comes to investor interest, listings, and liquidity?
Yeah, I get that question a lot. How is there competition, right, between HKEX and the few stock exchanges on the Chinese mainland? I actually see our relationship quite differently. It's complementary. Well, on the face, it seems that we're competing, right? And that's probably based on the assumption that a company can only IPO once in their life. However, I think you have picked it up in many of your previous reports. There is a growing trend of companies getting listed on both the Hong Kong market as well as the Asia market. Now, some of them have chosen to do A share listing first and then come to Hong Kong for an H share. Others have done H share listing and then return to the Chinese mainland for the A share. I think regardless of whether, how companies want to sequence it, what they are pursuing, when they want to, when they decided to list on both markets, is really expanding their shareholder base.
You launched the HKEX Tech 100 Index last year, but less than a year on, you're looking at making some adjustments.
Correct.
Could you tell us more about these adjustments and why you're making them?
Right. Well, first of all, let me tell you about our index business and why we're doing it. We certainly think that as more focus are turning back to our market, there is a very strong demand from the investors to want to get access to these indices so that they can have better benchmarking and referencing. And therefore, first of all, we do believe that Hong Kong as a market certainly will benefit from a bigger variety of indices. And therefore, given how close we are to the market, we do believe that we are in a very unique position to develop our indices.
How do you differentiate from the existing benchmarks like the Hang Seng, though?
Oh, well, it's quite different, I would say. So the name suggests it's HKEX Tech 100 Index, right? So the underlying is 100 stocks. And we deliberately make it in a way so that it's more diverse, which we believe is more representative of the makeup of our market now.
I know you've hit back against this criticism of over-concentration of Chinese companies listing here, but is the exchange doing more to attract non-Chinese companies to list here?
Absolutely. A lot of the companies, especially in the Asian region, they because of the constant need for accessing the capital markets to support their growth, they quite like the fact that they can access Hong Kong, which has obviously a deeper liquidity pool. And so, for companies which might have outgrown their domestic market, having another listing in Hong Kong is very, very attractive. Now, in our pipeline, we actually have close to 10 companies, which are what we call international companies, and they are applying for a listing in Hong Kong from various regions, not only Asia and Central Asia. I also want to emphasize the fact that we are forging a lot of collaboration with regional exchanges. As you know, I have recently been to Malaysia. With Bursa Malaysia, we signed an MOU with them in March this year. And we recently recognized them as a recognized stock exchange, therefore making companies listed on Bursa Malaysia easier to come to Hong Kong for a secondary listing. And this follows a very long string of other activities that I've been pursuing. But I do think that you should expect to hear more about our progress, in terms of attracting non-Chinese companies to list on our exchange.
It sounds like a lot of focus is on Asia. Are you also targeting other regions like the Middle East or other parts of the world?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But the reason that you hear me talk more about Asia is frankly because of the point I referred to earlier, which is the fact that it seems to me that international investors on the whole are getting more focused on Asia.
Are you going to cancel the lunch break?
Lunch break. Okay, so...
And extend trading hours. Everybody wants to know that.
All right, so I get asked that question a lot as well, extension of trading hours. So first of all, I would generalize it to say that investors want better access. Accessibility is what investors want. And with technology, right? Yes, certainly, you want to take your mobile phone out and be able to trade whenever you want to. So as a general theme, we certainly will be working on a lot of initiatives to improve accessibility. That is something we'll do for sure. Now, with trading hours, each market is slightly different. We have our uniqueness. What we think we will do, and you have shared with the market before, we will start with the derivative market, which in fact, we now trade until 3 a.m. in the morning already. But that we see good potential to extend it so that we can overlap with the opening of the US hour. And therefore, I think in the first phase, you should expect to hear from us the extension of trading hours on the derivative side.